Mike at it.
Amen.
I have some experience with all those things that were talked about. I believe that one of the main reasons that people with substantial clean time, and I guess that's a relative term. Somebody with a year could have substantial if everybody you hang around with's got 2 days. But when I say substantial, I mean the very definition of the word. I think the reason that people with substantial have a challenge and get complacent is because it's just human nature. It's like if I play pool and I only play pool with people who can barely hold a stick, okay, and I could beat them one-handed all day long, where is my motivation to improve my game? And that is exactly why people with substantial clean time stop doing what they're doing. Because the farther you get, what you realize is you talking to everybody that's still worried about getting their driver's license back, which you got back 25 years ago. They're worried about cases when all mine's been dismissed for more years than I care to admit. So if I'm hanging around people who are just starting this thing, then I need a different motivation for continuing to do this thing as fervently as I was when I got here, because that's what we're talking about. Maintaining the basics to keep what I've got, regardless if it's 1 day or 1 decade. See, so what I have to change my motivation about why I stay is I'm not fixing to let y'all see me pick up a white chip, okay? With as much noise as I make, they throw a ticker tape parade, okay? Because I put myself out there, and I bring the straight dope when I share. I don't pull any punches. I didn't like my dope cut, and I don't like my recovery cut, and I don't present my recovery cut or candy-coated at all. You know that. You've been around me long enough. So I take this thing very seriously, and I don't want to lose what I've got. Let's talk about these dreams for a second, because I've got a lot of experience with this. A lot of times I observe people who have dreams and they think because they had a dream, it automatically means their program is deficient. Not necessarily so. There's 2 kinds of dreams. One, you're in the dream, you're high, okay, real or not, degrees of severity or not. You're in that dream, and in the middle of that dream, somehow or another, I'm hiding it from mom, I'm hiding it from somebody. All of a sudden, the thought comes to me, how the hell did I do this again? I wake up, sweating or not, thinking, thank God that was just a dream. That's about 98% of the dreams you're going to hear. All right, now what does that mean? Look at it in a positive way. That's free guilt. That's what I would feel like if I threw my shit away, except I wake up and realized I ain't thrown my shit away, and it makes me want to redouble my efforts. So I present it to you that way. Is that a bad thing? Sounds like I got lucky. Now here's the other kind of dream. If you got one of these, I'd suggest go to 10 meetings in a day. I'm in Las Vegas. Okay, I'm sitting at the One-Armed Bandit. The Budweiser triplets are standing next to me. Their 3 bathing suits spell out the word Budweiser. I just pull it. I win the lottery. All is right with the world. No guilt, no hiding. Everything's great. And I wake up. See, now that's the kind of dream I need to watch out for. I haven't had one of those dreams in more years than I care to admit. Let me end up with something that my father told me a long time ago. And there are people in this program that don't need these steps, by the way. Like my parents, like my grandmom. Guess what, grandmom? I got 60 days clean. So what? I got 82 years clean. Go get me some sweet tea. They've been living by these principles. I'm playing catch up damn near my whole life in here. But I've caught up now, and I've learned some things. And some of the things I was told as a child that I thought were a joke, I understand. Some of the things my predecessors told me in here early on, when I was a kid, when I got here, that I thought were a joke and they didn't know what they were talking about, now I understand. Now I'm a predecessor. I'm not hardly bullshitting. I know exactly what I am and what I'm supposed to be dispensing to a newcomer, and that's called experience, strength, and hope, not war stories, weakness, and despair. My father told me a long time ago, he said, son, what at once you abhor, then you tolerate, then you embrace. Now, I didn't understand it then, but I'm going to explain it now because it's very important. It's exactly what we're talking about. What at once I would say I would never do, what at once I knew I was going to go to 2 meetings a day, what at once was so fervent in my mind about I need to work these steps every day, call my sponsor every day, what at once I realized where I don't want to go, which is get high. Next thing you know, I stopped calling him every day. It's every other day. I stopped going to 2 meetings a day or 1 meeting. Now it's 1 a week. What I mean is, what at once I was so sure about, I let one little thing in there, and then I start tolerating what at once what I was said I would never do that. And then once I'm tolerating the complacency, it's only one more step to oblivion. See, so the key here to staying here, and I'm talking to the newcomer who only has to have one white chip, is continue to do what worked in the beginning, one day at a time. And this is a lifetime endeavor here. I have to say it. It's one day at a time. But let's be clear. Nobody wants to come here 60 days and then go get high. Nobody would admit they want that. So this is a lifetime endeavor, and I have to act like this is life or death. Because it's really not to use to die. It's to use and stay out there another decade and crawl back up in here, wondering what happened. That's what I see mostly. And that's what I don't want to be mostly. And I mostly understand about what I got to do to keep this thing. So I'll pass.